Welcome to the fundamentals. Welcome to the fundamentals program. This is going to be our third exercise of the fundamentals, and it's the deadlifts. I have set up the sled for a warm-up. I'm going to just do 2 or 3 exercises just to show you the kind of things that you want to do for a warm-up, just to get ready. So let's move the camera to the side a little bit. Okay, so when you're doing anything sled related, we're going to do a little bit of a pull and a push. Ideally, we'd be working the hamstrings, but what you find with any kind of warm-up is you want to work both sets of muscles. So this drag phase, pull phase, going to work the quads, get the thighs pumped. And then when we do the push phase, we're going to get into a nice hinge position and then drive with the hamstrings and the glutes. Obviously, I'm only going 3 or 4 paces here, or else I'll be off camera. But you could do this for 5, 10, 15, 20 meters, whatever you fancy. From there, we are going to go to a banded good morning. This is fast becoming one of my favorite warm-up exercises for the deadlift and the back. Stole this from Mark Bell from Westside Barbell, his days of Westside Barbell. But essentially, feet in a band, about hip width position, over the head. And then we are just going to stick the bum back, feel a big stretch in the hamstrings, squeeze the glutes, bend, squeeze. Now, when we get to the RDLs, same sort of movement pattern. Bum goes back, hamstrings, back of the legs start to work. And there you have 2 very good exercises for a warm-up. Okay, so once we've done those couple of warm-up positions, the next thing that we want to work on is just making sure that our back stays as flat as possible. So the cat-cow from yoga is a really good way of starting to think about where your back position is. So cat-cow stretch is, cat stretch is all the way up, round in the back, squeezing the glutes, tucking the chin under. Cow stretch is the opposite. So hips and shoulders go up, belly button down, so an extended position. And what we want to be able to do, first of all, mobility wise, can we go from one to the other? Show that we've got good hip control, good back control. So from one to the other, cat stretch, cow stretch. Once we've gone into that cow stretch here, can we find that middle position? So I like that position there. So when I feel like my abs are working and my glutes are working, I feel like that's pretty straight. Okay. But when we add a band, so get yourself a little resistance band, we can make it into an exercise. Strengthening exercise. So from here I can go cow stretch, cat stretch, cow stretch, cat stretch, cow, cat, and that will fire up your glutes, fire up your abs, but it'll also help you to start mastering the position that you need for a good strong deadlift. So we've got a couple of ideas for different ways to do the deadlift. So first way is going to be kettlebell deadlift. Okay, feet for this one, conventional. So hip width, all right, obviously you've got your big head on the dumbbell, kettlebell there. So this is 24 kilos per side. Okay, so hinge, thumbs along the thighs if you want to use it as a bit of a guide. And then once you get to the knees, that's when we bend the knees. So back straight, drive the floor away, and we're good to go. So hips back, same as like the band, the knees and up. So So I tend to, with a kettlebell, not touch the floor. Don't worry about going so low. As I said before, we want to protect the back to start with, especially if you're a beginner. We don't want any unnecessary injuries. So as a programming idea for you, if you're just starting out, don't reach for those 1 rep maxes at the beginning. Try and start with a 5 rep, maybe 5 sets of 5. Establish your boundaries, your limitations in that 5 rep range. Again, safety wise, if you're going to aim for 5 reps, do your 5, and if you've got 1 left in the tank, I would suggest stopping there as a beginner. Don't push yourself to the absolute limit. There's no point, you'll just get hurt and your body won't be ready for that. But establish that 5 rep max and then build your program from that. So with the trap bar deadlift, now the beauty of this is that it's even higher. The handles are nice and high. So as you can see, almost at my knee. If you haven't got a trap bar, you can always stack some discs up, rest the barbell on top with the discs on, obviously, and then you can, you can mirror this setup. But if you've got a trap bar, get yourself set up with your ankle bones in line with the barbell bit. Grab the handles in the middle, same position as before, drive your feet. So hips go back. Make sure you switch your lats on so the bar stays in the middle, and then hinge at the hip, bend at the knee, and you're there. So as long as you feel the weight in the middle of the foot, you are nailing it, okay? And again, if you want to work your quads more, you can send the knees forward, but we want glutes and hamstrings. So that's the trap bar deadlift. So finally, you've got 3 variations of deadlift. 3 variations. So the one you've probably seen on the TV loads, conventional. This is how Eddie Hall broke the world record. Feet hip width. If you don't know where that is, a few bounces and your feet will land where they should be. Okay, start the position or start the lift, hips back, get to the knees, bend the knees. Okay, you'll figure out where your hands go. Just make sure you've got enough room so when you're here, the knees can come through that little window at the beginning between the arms. So hips back, back straight, bend the knees and squeeze the glutes to stand up. Hips, knees and drive. Okay, so as it gets a little bit more smooth, you'll just start to bend the knees a little bit quicker and you'll be there. So that's a conventional. So the hybrid, we're just going to move the feet squat width. Okay, so for here, everything stays the same. Everything stays the same. Hips back and the arms just go inside the knees. Again, you'll find your perfect position. So from the side, hips back, bend the knees, push through the floor. That is the hybrid. And then for the sumo deadlift, sumo, feet go nice and wide. So if this had some discs on, I'll be somewhere around about here, toes out to the sides, 2 o'clock, 10 o'clock, okay? And then we slightly change it in that we're trying to drive the knees out over the toes and trying to drop the hips straight down between the feet. Okay, so it's not as much of a hinge, it's more of a squat there to there, all right? There to there. And from the side, as I said, You'll see the knees drive out, so the hips stay a little bit closer to the middle and drop straight down. That is that. So there's the deadlift fundamentals: foot position, back position, barbell position, and all the good stuff. And a little bit of programming in there for you as well if you're going to put yourself a program together. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me. I'm happy to help if I can.